The environment plays a very important role in the life of every organism on the planet, and without proper care for it, life simply cannot go on. With this in mind, the Antigua and Barbuda Waste Recycling Corporation, ABREC, has embarked on a project to reduce the amount of waste going to the Cook's landfill. ABREC manager Calfay George tells us how the project all began.
It all began about in 2002, 2003. It was an idea that was thought of by the Rotary Club Sundown of Antigua and Barbuda. More so Mario Bento, who was a past president of the Rotary Club. They were thinking of an environmental project. And when they look around Antigua and they saw the amount of plastics and aluminum cans that were being generated and was going to the landfill, they thought it was imperative of them to come up with some sort of project that would, take some of the strain off the landfill by channeling those materials off the island and from the landfill. So they approached the UNDP JEF facility for funding, and they were granted through the small grant project $50,000. In addition to that, they secured another grant from British High Commission for $40,000, and of course the Rotary Club injected monies into it also. These monies went towards getting this facility prepared and also purchasing equipment that you see behind here. Presently we have a granulator and a biscuit machine that is used for grinding the aluminum cans.
The recycling plant, located in Powell's, works in collaboration with the National Solid Waste Management Authority and the Central Board of Health. George explains what goes on at the facility on a day-to-day basis.
Presently, we recycle two types of plastics. That's the PET, which is polyethylene terephthalate. You see the logo on the bottom of most times on the bottom or the side of containers or bottles. It will be represented with a triangle with PET1, or we also collect and process HDPE, which is high density polyethylene, and that is represented by HDPE2, or just a number 2 within the triangle. We also collect aluminum in terms of the cans, aluminum cans that our sodas, beers and so on are coming in. We also take vehicular batteries. Presently we are now collecting toner cartridges from your printers. We also collect cuttings from PVC and galvanized, right? So those are the main things that we are doing. We also collect scrap metal, like copper and other types of metals, like, as I said before, the galvanized. So these are the material that we are now collecting and we are now processing, we are now exporting. In the future, we hope to export and to also process glass, paper, cardboard paper, regular paper as in newspaper, paper bags, glass also.
With so much waste being collected every day, how does ABREC manage and process the material? Well, as it relates to bottles and cans, Senior Sorter Mr. Nathan explains the first step in the process is to sort and bag the items.
Okay, over here is the sorting table. What we do, we have 4 different bags, okay? And the 4 different bags we put like PET, clear, and we have PET colored. These 2 different bags. And we have like HDPE. This is called use. And here we use like the magnet for if it's galvanized and stick, it's not good. We only use aluminum cans. So we have 1 bag for the cans, and we have another bag for the PET clear, and then we have another bag that we use for PET, called this PET color. HDP. This is HDP clear, and then we have another bag for HDPE colored, like Clorox bottle, downy, you know, and stuff like that. So on the sorting table, every day we go through this process. Get them in from the hotels, the school, and we stack them here, and then we sort them, and then we put them in a different cage, you know, PET colored, PET clear, HDPE, and go right down, and aluminum cans.
Okay.
So that's
how long does it take you normally to sort the bottles and cans on the table?
Well, during the day we do about like 25 bags
Okay.
in a day period. Like sometime on a good day, we'll do like 6 of those big bags. You see, we call them jumbo bags.
After the sorting phase, the bottles will be stored in cages until it's fed to a machine called the granulator.
One of our equipment is called a granulator, and you see it in a few minutes. We actually put the plastics into that machine, and it breaks them down in some small, fine chippings.
Okay.
Because in terms of shipping out, it will be less bulky, and it will consume more weight when we put them through that process. Rather than sending them out, it will take much more space in the containers. So we put them through the process, and once it gets overseas to like China, Hong Kong, Korea, wherever our buyers at, the manufacturer there will just mix that with virgin material to get more plastic to make other items or even bottles again.
Mr. April gives more details on operating the machinery.
How much material can it take in?
How much? Well, we could feed it like with 2 bags of plastic at one time.
Okay. And how long does it take to process the material?
It would take like 2 minutes to process the material.
Okay.
And